a war started. This is our AFOTW series, and this is 5 days earlier, recorded 5 days before. And well, as we know, they declared war. How's it go? You may be watching 2 advances. One was a bigger advance against Central Asia. Why? Because they have a better chance of getting into Kazakhstan. They believe. As they infiltrate into this area. As they start taking over Central Asia. And using propaganda to sway the public here. As they start crossing and they manage to make a smaller encirclement and take Astana. Which leads to a withdrawal of a lot of forces to move to this front, believing this is what they're focusing on. They're making a small advance there, and as they were thinking wasn't going to happen, they make another advance here. A big advance here. With Kazakhstan forced to surrender. And then after that, up to here is occupied with Asia's forces. With China thinking about betrayal, believing they have a better chance. So they go ahead with that plan. And they betray. With Japan, we'll give them that. With after the betrayal, they create a front line, all stretching their full border. Most of the front lining is not for any specific particular reason, just so it's hard, it takes a while to invade. And so they quickly move down into Korea with enough forces to do so. Well, with their invasion of Xinjiang going surprisingly well. With India having problems as everything's falling to their borders. They think. But the plan is to occupy everything first, as they believe that will be their bigger challenge. Well, they move into Afghanistan and they get caught in a stalemate. So instead they go down into Vietnam, which causes a collapse of it, which they take advantage of this to move into southern Thailand with a naval landing, and they move like this, with them falling to India's border. With India launching some counter-offensives, but not strong enough. They fail to achieve their goals. With them invading some areas fast. Like this area, they weren't ready at this point, but once they do this, you can get all of this. This is when Siberia starts slowing them down. With them hoping to get to winter, which is unlikely. Well, India is struggling. India's military strength is falling apart. They're unable to push back China, one nation they used to occupy in this series. With them taking over the Philippines, which leaves them with Russia to take over this and Russia's allies, which are rushing over. Get it? Rushing over. They had Czechia, Greater Czechia, and Bulgaria as their allies, along with China. And India is struggling in Tibet. But this is as far as they get pushed before they're able to hold back. Well, that's all for today's video. Please stay in tune for the next one to see if they continue to be strong. That's all for today's video. Wild Mapper out. Bye, guys.